the AP view, those 4 or 5 lines. Actually, the first metatarsal base with the medial cuneiform, second one with the middle cuneiform, third with the lateral cuneiform, and fourth with the cuboid. And on the lateral view, this subluxation dorsally. So
Yes.
if these findings are there, you should suspect. And sometimes there will not be any dislocation or subluxation as such, but there will be a fracture of the base of the second metatarsal. What do you call that?
Lisfranc equivalence. Sir, the Lisfranc equivalence.
What do you call that sign? Is a fracture, avulsion fracture. Okay, flex sign, flex sign. Just like your Seagon sign in anterolateral instability of the knee joint, where there is a lateral tibial condyle avulsion in ACL injury.
Yes.
This you should look for. What will be the what was the clinical findings when you see the patient before seeing the X-ray? Was the foot swollen?
Yes, sir. There was swelling on the foot. There was a crust injury over the medial aspect corresponding to the medial cuneiform. There was also instability, sir. When I tried to reduce the medial cuneiform, it was dislocating again. There was no skin was now. So we have given antibiotic cephalosporin within first hour of injury. We have started injection TT and tetclo, tetanus immunoglobulin. After adequate wound wash, we immobilized the patient on a below knee slab with a toe guard. Pre-reduction, post-reduction neurovascular examination was done. It was found to be normal. Signs for compartment syndrome was assessed. There were no signs of compartment syndrome. The skin was normal. There was no ecchymosis or anything.
Yes. For the junior PGs, whenever there is a injury, high velocity injury, and there is severe swelling in the foot or in the hand, you cannot make out much from the X-ray because of our inexperience. In the foot, think of Lisfranc, and the hand, think of carpal instability.
So, what is Lisfranc injury?
Lisfranc injury is an injury to the Lisfranc complex. There is a tarsometatarsal joint complex of the foot. It can involve bony as well as ligamentous injuries involving the tarsometatarsal complex.
So, it is a disruption of the medial cuneiform second metatarsal articulation.
Yes.
What is Lisfranc injury?
Disruption of the medial cuneiform and second metatarsal articulation.
Articular. Okay. So can you tell? So suppose I am drawing the 5 metatarsals. So this is the first metatarsal. This is the second. This is the third, fourth, fifth. And what are the structures below that? What is the bone which is articulating with the first metatarsal?
The medial cuneiform.
Medial cuneiform. So, and you can see that the second metatarsal is jutting more proximally. And you have got another bone. What is that?
Middle cuneiform.
Okay. Then you have got
lateral
another bone. Okay. Then you have got another bone.
Cuboid.
Cuboid. Okay. So how are they connected?
So between the second and third and fourth and fifth metatarsal bases, there is intermetatarsal ligaments.
Okay. So you have got the intermetatarsal ligaments. So you have got.
Ashwin, just 1 minute. What are the components of the Lisfranc complex?
It involves the 3 cuneiforms, the cuboid, and the base of.
There is bone, osseous, and the ligamentous. Yes. Of which the ligament component you are now telling.
Yes.
Okay. So the second and there is no connection between the first and second metatarsal. Instead, it is connected to the medial cuneiform.
Yes, sir.
Then what are the other ligaments?
There are tarsometatarsal ligaments.
Okay, so this one is connected to this one, and this one is connected to this one. This one is connected to, and cuboid has got 2. Okay, so you have got medial column. Which one is the medial column?
The first metatarsal and the
This is the medial
cuneiform.
medial column. Then you have got the middle column, and you have got the lateral column. If
Yes.
you take a axial cut here, and you can draw that, you will get a picture like this. You have got the so suppose this is the second metatarsal. This is the third metatarsal. This is the medial cuneiform. So medial cuneiform to second metatarsal, you have got the ligament. What is the name of the ligament?
Lisfranc ligament.
Lisfranc ligament. So what are the components of the Lisfranc ligament?
Sir, it has 3 parts: the dorsal part, the interosseous part, and the plantar part.
Okay, it has got a dorsal part. Then it has got an interosseous part, and the plantar part is actually connected to the second and also to
Second
the
and
third.
third.
Okay, so this is the cross section. So disruption, the primary problem is the disruption of this part, and rest of the things is the sequelae of the disruption of this joint. So if somebody asks you what is Lisfranc injury definition, you can say, you can quote some textbook and tell that it is the disruption of medial cuneiform, second metatarsal articulation, and you can add on to that, lot of other things. So basic
Yes.
problem is the disruption of this. This is the most stronger part of the Lisfranc. So you should be able to draw this. When somebody asks you in theory exam about Lisfranc injury, if you draw this, so some marks can be obtained from this drawing itself. Okay, then you
Yes.
can classify the injuries. Basically, the injuries can be classified into osseous and ligamentous. Osseous can be either a partial or complete or divergent. And ligamentous injury, pure ligamentous injury identification is important. Why it is important?
It can
So
be
it is
missed.
the most difficult part. It is the most difficult Lisfranc to treat. The treatment is different. In the X-ray, what are the signs you are looking for? I don't
In
know whether it
X-ray,
was
in
discussed
AP
or
view,
not. Can you project your X-ray? I will be
yes.
stopping my projection. കാണാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. In the AP view, what are you looking for?
Sir, in the AP view, we have to look for the alignment of the medial border of base of second metatarsal with that of the medial border of the middle cuneiform.
Okay, in the lateral view?
The lateral view, we have to look for the alignment of first and second metatarsal base with that of the cuneiform.
In the oblique view?
The oblique view, we have to look for the medial border of base of fourth metatarsal with that of the medial border of the cuboid.
Okay, and you will be looking for the gap between the first and second.
First and
And
second
between the gap, you are looking for a fleck of
Flex.
bone.
Flex.
Okay, so these are the things you are looking for in the X-ray. And before that, in clinical examination, it is very important to look for the vascularity and the neurological status. And what is the why you want to treat Lisfranc injury? Why you want to treat? Why can't you leave it alone? Suppose the patient has gone.
One thing is that because of the instability, because of risk of vascular compromise, also risk of compartment syndrome.
What is the long-term sequelae if you leave it untreated?
Arthritis, sir. Post-traumatic arthritis.
It can produce two
Which
problems.
anatomic structure of the foot is maintained by the Lisfranc joint?
The transverse arch, sir.
Yes, the transverse
So
arch.
what will happen to the transverse arch?
The second metatarsal base is the recessed bone of the
what will happen to the transverse arch if the Lisfranc ligament is injured?
The transverse arch is disrupted.
It will collapse. And what will happen to the lateral toes with respect to the medial one? It will be going medially or laterally. The forefoot as such will be going medially or laterally.
Laterally.
So there will be forefoot abduction. So when you see a patient who was mistreated with a Lisfranc injury, the foot will be plano valgus, especially the forefoot. So the arch will be collapsed and the toes will be pointing laterally, and that is called forefoot abduction. So second thing is the arthritis. These are the two reasons why you want to treat Lisfranc injury. So are you
Actually,
satisfied with the posture? Yes.
we had a case of
Other than-
Lisfranc that was treated to the best of our knowledge and skill, but subsequently it collapsed, and the patient is now having a pronated forefoot, and he's very young. He's just 20 or 18, 19 or 20 years, but still he is having severe pain on hip bearing.
And are you satisfied with your current treatment? You have reduced it very well. Patient is in plaster. So are you satisfied with your
No, sir, because
current
it is
treatment?
the joint is unstable, so we have to go for a definitive fixation.
So suppose
Also,
this
it is an
patient is
open
having
injury.
involvement of all the columns. What is the concept of treatment?
We have to first
Forget about this patient.
we have to first stabilize the medial column, and it is expected that
How will
once
you
the medial
stabilize
column,
it? Stabilize it with relative fixation or an absolute stability?
sir, that depends on the skin condition, sir. If the skin is the soft tissue is abnormal,
No, you have to interfere only if the skin condition allow. The skin condition is good, the foot is supple, and you are going in for surgery, and your medial column, middle column, and lateral column. How will you address these three columns? The medial column, you will go for an absolute stability or a relative stability. The middle column, what will you do? The lateral column, what will you do?
the medial column will go for an absolute stability, sir, with screw fixation.
Why you will be putting screws through the joint if you want to stabilize it with absolute stability, or you have to traverse the joint with plate, so the joint will be expanded. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir, because the range of motion at the medial column is less compared to that of the lateral column.
The thing is, the medial joints are expandable. Okay, so you can either traverse it with screws or bridge it with plate. Okay,
Yes,
the lateral column you will go for relative fixation, flexible fixation. So this is the basic principle of. So you should, whenever a question comes, you should know the principles. You should know the basic concepts, the anatomy, the principles. Then you can build upon all these things. So then the question comes.
Suppose it's a stable reduction, will you go for fixation? After CMR, you find it is stable, then will you go for fixation, or you just treat conservatively? Suppose the skin condition is okay.
Sir, if there is severe pain and this is an open injury, sir, so we have to anyway go for fixation.
Not in this case. You had a Lisfranc, you reduced it, it appears stable, and you put a slab. And what's your treatment plan?
Sir, conservative management point displacement should be less than 1 millimeter. Weight bearing possible.
No. You have reduced it completely. You have reduced it completely. There is no even less than 2 millimeter displacement anywhere, and it appears stable. Will you go for conservative treatment or fixation? Not will you. What's the current status?
We have to go for fixation, sir.
Fixation വേണം എന്നാണ് ഈവൻ കഴിഞ്ഞ ലാസ്റ്റ് ഗംഗ ട്രോമ കോഴ്സിൽ അവർ പറഞ്ഞത്. You have to fix it. You have to fix it. There is slight controversy between two groups, but the final consensus was if it is a Lisfranc, you have to fix it if the skin condition permits.
Is there any role for arthrodesis, primary arthrodesis?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
in which
It is
condition?
primary arthrodesis versus open reduction is comparable, sir. Studies which
Is there
outcome
any
is out.
specific Lisfranc injury in which a primary arthrodesis is the treatment of choice? Can you just guess? You have classified them primarily into bony and ligamentous.
There is a
And bone,
total displacement. Then
bone will be healing easily, or the ligament?
bone.
If the ligament is not easily healed, your implants can fail. So there is the consensus now is, if a pure Lisfranc injury is there, you should be actively considering a primary arthrodesis. Business, or anything to add?
Suppose Ashwin, suppose there is features of compartment syndrome. What will you do?
We have to go for fasciotomy, sir.
How you do fasciotomy of the foot?
Sir, there is a dual dorsal incision technique.
Yes.
Which sir approach dorsal medial incision on, sir. Medial to second metatarsal. First and second introsseous needle and deep central compartments are released here.
How many compartments are there in the foot?
Sir, there is an introsseous compartment, there is a medial compartment.
And I am asking about the number.
There are 4 introsseous.
Abhilash.
Tony, you can add. So many. How do you do fasciotomy of the foot?
Sir, രണ്ട് approach ഉണ്ട് sir. ഒരു dorsal medial incision, dorsal lateral incision ഇടുന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് sir. Dual dorsal incisions എന്ന് പറയും. അപ്പൊ അത് dorsal medial incision second metatarsal medial ആയിട്ട് ഇടുന്നത്. To release the first and second introsseous compartment, medial and deep central compartment. പിന്നെ dorsal lateral incision ഉണ്ട് sir. Lateral to the fourth metatarsal. To release the third and fourth introsseous and the lateral and superficial and middle central compartments.
Usually, what we do is we put a long medial incision. Adductor hyalosis compartment is released, and 2 dorsal incision, one between the second and third, other between fourth and fifth.
Sir.
That will release almost all the compartments of the foot.
Yes, sir.
How will you fix the Lisfranc injury after reduction?
Sir, first we have to reduce the second metatarsal. Reduce the dorsal incision lateral to the ear. After identify the neurovascular bundle, we fix the first metatarsal and the medial cuneiform with a screw. And if there is intercuneiform instability, we can put an intercuneiform screw also. We can, if there's instability between the second metatarsal base and the medial cuneiform, we can insert a screw through the medial cuneiform to the second metatarsal base. Medial column fix ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ
is what we actually do is we reduce the medial cuneiform and first metatarsal and fix that joint with a cancellous cannulated screw 4 mm alveolar screw. We go from the medial side from the metatarsal, and the screw will go upward and laterally. We are not identifying the neurovascular bundle because we are starting from the medial side. And then another screw is put from the medial cuneiform to the medial cuneiform. And then we are putting that gives absolute stability, means not absolute stability, but it's a rigid one. Whereas the other metatarsal, we start from either from the metatarsal to the middle cuneiform and from the third to the lateral cuneiform.
These are the foot compartments. Are you able to, Abhilash, can you read the picture? We can see there are 4 layers and 9 compartments. Can you tell the compartments? Between the first and second metatarsal, you have got the first compartment, 2 and 3 second, 3 and 4 third, 4 and 5 4. Then you have got the adductor compartment medially, central, superficial and medial, and you have got a medial compartment. So there are in effect 9 compartments. And how many incisions are needed? 3 incisions are at least 3 incisions are needed to release all the compartments. So the one incision is over the second metatarsal, and second incision is over the fourth metatarsal, and that will be addressing the 7 compartments. Medial incision will be addressing the 3 compartments, 6 and 3. So these
Okay,
are the incisions needed for releasing a foot. But there is a controversy whether you want to do a fasciotomy or not, because the long-term sequelae of a foot compartment syndrome is less severe when compared to complications due to a fasciotomy. So some people are not doing fasciotomy even if the patient is suspected to have a foot compartment syndrome. What are the 4 layers of muscles? Arrangement of 4 layers of muscles. You can remember that using a mnemonic, Aladdin. Can you read the 4 things? Are you able to see the picture or not? Ashwin.
yes, sir. Come.
A means
Abductor hallucis.
abductor digit minimi, and then L means lumbricals. You have got FHL and FTL. AD means adductor hallucis. Then you have got FHL, FHB, and FTM. But main thing is I means introosseous.